AI is taking over jobs. The jobs that AI takes over are kind of the Fiverr jobs. You know, independent studios who want to buy an art for an artwork, but they can barely afford it, so they do it via something like a Fiverr. AI will probably take those jobs. The people saying AI is going to take over coding jobs are idiots. Because think about it. AI is full of security vulnerabilities when you get it to code anything. It is terrible. But the thing is, no one knows those security vulnerabilities are in there, so it's just going to cause a massive mess. AI is only going to allow professionals to do their job a bit easier. It will not replace the jobs, it will only be a tool to help people do their jobs, just like how a hammer helps carpenters to hammer in nails. But the thing of is those people who believe AI is going to take over their jobs, they're going to be using AI. So their code is AI code. That's what their job is. Their job is to produce AI code. As soon as AI becomes even the slightest bit better, those are the jobs that are going to be taken away. So the issue of companies are not seeing these tools as tools and shouting out that they're going to be a replacement for work, they're the problem right now. Because they are extremely misrepresenting the actual process that AI can do. They are saying that it's going to be doing all of this shit. We've been hearing that for 5 years. It just literally can't with the way that AI works. But essentially, if these people who think that AI is going to take over the job starts only using AI for jobs, then their company is essentially going to collapse. They're going to produce absolute terrible products. They're going to produce really low quality products. Nobody's going to buy them. And then their business is just going to be going in the toilet. And then either they're going to collapse and not have a company anymore, or the company's going to realize that this is a problem and we're going to need to adjust, and then they bring back real workers to use AI, which is essentially AI as a tool, which is what AI is supposed to be. So we're in that middle ground where everyone's screaming about it, but the companies themselves haven't been that heavily impacted. Let's give Twitch as an example. You saw that, I think it was last year, Twitch released an AI emote, and everyone took the shit. It lost Twitch money because people complained about it. It gave Twitch a bad rap, and there is a direct correlation between public perception and a loss of revenue. Instead of hiring an artist to do it, they experiment with using AI to do it, and they would have lost way more money than getting an artist to do it. Will AI get better and be able to be slightly more distinguished? I do agree with that. I do agree AI is going to get quite a bit better in that way, and distinguishing between AI work and genuine work will be harder. Like, it wouldn't be able to be done as just looking at the image like it can be now. You would have to truly look at pixel by pixel part of the image, and that will be able to tell you if it's AI generated or not. But I do believe that the companies that are saying this will learn the hard way that this is not the case. We are just still in that honeymoon period of everyone saying AI can do everything, which it absolutely can't. See a need for subcategories of the internet that will be entirely a haven or safe house for actually human-made? I don't think that would work, to be honest, because people are just going to upload AI stuff to there anyway. Like, there's already places that stay like, oh, we do not accept AI content. However, that still does not stop people from using AI to try to do it. So, there can't really possibly be a haven or a safe house. There would just be individually organizations that will say, we do not allow AI. So we will see communities of havens or safe house where it's the reputation that they don't have AI work, but there can't actually be a pure safe place for no AI work, because there's no way to really stop AI. So, this here is ChatGPT's AI code detector. This is specifically trained to see if code was generated by another AI model. Now, I haven't tested this in a year, so maybe it's gotten a lot better, but let me just say here, create for me a game of rock, paper, scissors in C language without using magic numbers or infinite loops, we will use human versus computer. Human will enter 1 for rock, 2 for scissors, 3 for paper. Now, if you do something like this, AI is actually very good. This will be really good code. I do not want it to use switch, so I'm going to say, let's not use any switch statements. Okay, I'll copy and paste this in here. Let's see what it does. Okay, so this has gotten way better. It says highly probable of being generated by AI. So let's just now say, let's not use enums either, and let's have some less functions. Maybe only 2. See, now it's saying this is beginner oriented. Single play game function, everything is something an AI might do in response to a prompt. But it's still saying moderately high probability. So you see, just by using this, all I have to do is ask AI something else, and this gets way less and less accurate. So, if you have a student who uploads code that is an assignment, this essentially doesn't work. Because assignment is specific. If you ask code, do this for me, it's accurate. But as soon as you start adding rules to the code, which is what university assignments are, it's basically just a whole bunch of stuff, this gets less and less accurate. And that is the problem of these AI detectors. They do not work most of the time. They only work for very simple things, which is not what an assignment in university is. For me, AI is just a tool. And, okay, AI is 2 things. It is a tool, and it is a toy. It is not a worker, it is not an employee, it is not a saving grace. It is only a tool, and is only a toy. If you use it any other way than that, then you're basically trying to use a hammer to cut a piece of wood. It is not appropriate for that usage. Hopefully that made a bit of sense. Back to talking about regulations. Regulations is a thing that I am most scared of. The actual regulation that applies is very, very niche. There has been some movement towards that, where they've actually been against OpenAI court cases that says, no, you cannot use this stuff is copyrighted. But the problem with that is that has to go all the way up to the Supreme Court. Now, right now, OpenAI is an American company, so it will be in the American Supreme Court. And lately, the American Supreme Court has been a very unethical area. Let's just say that. So all OpenAI has to do is argue the fact that if we are not allowed to do this, then other state actors like China, like Russia, will get ahead of us, and they are going to be the ones with the most powerful AI. All they have to do is make that argument, and the Supreme Court is probably going to say, okay, fine, you can do anything you want, because they don't want other state actors to be ahead of them in any way. That is my biggest fear right now, is they do something like that. Because if they do something like that, that sets a precedent that this is okay. And therefore, nothing is safe from any kind of progress in AI. That is my biggest problem right now with this. That's what scares me the most. Hopefully that makes sense.